Greater Jackson Business Beat is pleased to be in the, I guess, halls of academe, even though we're not actually in a hall. We're outside at Bellhaven University in the heart of Jackson, and I am pleased and honored to be joined by the president of this fine university, Dr. Roger Parrot. Dr. Parrot is also the author of The Long View, a wonderful book on leadership which was released last year. Dr. Parrot, so good to have you on the program.
Thank you so much, Jack. Appreciate you.
There's a lot for us to discuss about Bellhaven, about your tenure here. First of all, I guess it's true that you are now the longest serving president of a Jackson higher education establishment.
I am. I've been there 15 years, so I've seen my peers come in and out at other institutions. It's kind of nice to be here long enough to have a history.
Well, and I would assume that one of the high points of your tenure is the fact that just here recently, Bellhaven College received the designation as university. Tell us about that, how that came about and why, and what does it mean for this campus?
Well, I think the name more accurately reflects who we've become. We've not changed as we changed the name. It more reflects who we have grown to be. When I came, we had about 900 students, and today we've got nearly 3,200 students.
Really?
We were on one campus early days that everybody knows in Jackson. Now we have 7 campuses across the southeast. Along with Jackson, we're in Houston, Memphis, Orlando, and we just opened Atlanta and Chattanooga this summer, plus our online campus. Our graduate programs, many people don't realize we have more graduate students in Delta State. So
do you?
We have a very large graduate program, and all that together, along with a great football team, we ought to be university. And we put 2 in the NFL this year, which we're proud to do, and the only small college in the country to put 2 in the NFL.
And now the football team just came online not too long
10
ago.
Years
10 years
ago.
ago.
We started football.
Right.
And it's been a good plus for us.
What are you most proud of this college and university? I mean, there's obviously a long history with Bellhaven, and now you have become a major part of that. But during your tenure, what's been the highlight for
I
you?
think what I'm most proud of is not the buildings and not the programs and not the growth, but the commitment to mission. And I think for us, mission comes down to 3 things. One is a purposeful stewardship of the calling we have to be solid in our commitment to faith and quality academics, and really building those, not budging in that, but then having lots of grace to accept a broad-based student body and them finding a comfort and a home here wherever they are in their journey of life. Second thing is our commitment to purposeful stewardship of every student. And we have traditional students, we have older students, we have students of various races and economic backgrounds. We try to get the very best out of every one of those students. We talk about beyond your best. Students come with their dream for their best, but we want to take them beyond what they think is their best to what God wants best in their life. And then thirdly, purposeful stewardship to opportunities. And that the best things that have happened on this campus are opportunities God brought to us, not something we planned. So we want to be purposeful stewards of those opportunities, and good things happen. And that's what a lot of the book was about, trying to take advantage of opportunities and capture those opportunities rather than trying to dictate a future.
And I want to talk about the long view, but let me ask you again. You're an ordained minister.
I am.
You run a university. You have to be a businessman. In many ways, you have to be an entrepreneur. You have to ask for money. That's part of the job. What's the biggest challenge for you? And is it difficult for a man of faith, a minister, to be in the kind of work you're in?
Yeah, I always tell new presidents when they're elected and they put the medallion on them, I say that's not to give you authorization to think great thoughts and to be a great educator. That's a reminder you have to make payroll every week. And
you're a businessman.
You are. Right. I mean, we spend $750,000 a week on this campus, and so with a $40 million budget, we have to run it as a business, and we do, and we've been very effective at it, and we're careful at it. To me, being a person committed to faith makes that easier, because it's not my money, it's God's money, and I want to use it carefully. And it's not my money, it's our students' money, and so I want to be respectful of their money and use it carefully. So we tend to focus our finances around keeping it as affordable as possible. We're one of America's best buy colleges and universities, have been consistently. And part of the reason we do that is we don't put the additions on to the students' back. We try to raise money from our friends and supporters for those kinds of things. So we just opened a new health center here. Yep. We could have tacked a fee onto every student, and instead we went and raised it, had a wonderful gift. So students don't have to pay for that, they have it in addition.
Let's talk about the long view, Dr. Parrot. There's so many books on leadership out there, tons of books. And this one I have read, it is very different, but I'd like for you as the author to explain to our viewers why this book is different.
Yeah. It's different because I was frustrated with what's happening in leadership and this expectation that leaders need to produce immediate results to make people immediately happy and everybody cheers, and in the process we are not fixing the problems. And so we have created this expectation of leadership of kind of, do the tricks, perform on command, but we don't really care if you fix the big problems or not. We just want you to fix our immediate needs, and that's wrong. And we are hurting as a country because of it. We're hurting in business, we're hurting in education, across the spectrum. We need leaders who will look at the long view and create a pattern of leadership that brings about transformational change, not just turnaround. And our turnaround experts have taken the headlines the last 30 years, but in doing so, I think they've created a hollow shell, and I think we've seen the results of that in this economy. And that's what has happened. As all these expectations came crashing down because the real meat and potatoes was not behind it. And so the long view is not just a call that we need long-term leaders. And my word is that we live in a quick fix, immediate impact world, but we serve a long view God, and we need to do it the way God designed the world, with a long view perspective. Well, I can make that call and make us all feel guilty, but what do you do about it? That's a little tiny bit of the book.
Right.
The real meat of the book is, how do you do that? How do you lead differently? Because I think for the last 30 years, we've not given younger leaders especially a model for how to do it differently.
Well, look, it is a pleasure to speak to you. You've been a long-time supporter. We're proud of what you've done here at Bellhaven, and the students you turn out, it's obvious. You can see a difference, and you can see that there's a certain type of personality that you bring out here at Bellhaven. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Continued success at Bellhaven
Thanks.
University. Dr. Roger Parrot. And thank you so much for watching Greater Jackson Business Show on Local 98. Be sure to join us every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 o'clock, where we cover local businesses and entrepreneurs.